Now the boiler's fired up and the work has begun, and the carry and the jarrah and the blackbutt gets cut, with the steam in my hands and the dust in my eye, for we cut those tall timbers that once reached the sky. Got the steam from the mill and the smoke from the stack. It was a long way from home, but we never looked back, for the logs kept on coming and the soldiers...
When I first went into the bush, there was 21 workers in the bush. Haulers, tractor drivers and swampers, the winch drivers and the hookmen. With the passage of time and better machinery, the crew was constantly reduced with the advent of forklifts and better machinery. Till when I was in the bush, I only had about 8 or 9 men.
Yeah, my family, Dad had a bulldozer up around Quailey up, whacking up this side of Kojonup by about 35 k's, and then he sort of went broke virtually, and we moved down here because there was more work down here, and that's how we come to be out the Donnelly. Dad got a job with CALM, or in those days Forestry Department, and we went to the Donnelly River and lived over in the Forestry Department there for quite a few years. Before the pool was there, it was just a creek in those days.
The mill workers would never want to come to the bush. They were under a roof all the time, and there was approximately 60 men working under the mill roof itself. Then when the planing shed was built, there was approximately 30 working there. By that stage, women were employed, so probably 20 of those would have been women. I'm only guessing that.
I think I had to be 15 before I started at the mill, and there was no women allowed at the mill, right? And I was one of them, that the first woman to get a job there in the mill, in the planing shed down the bottom. And every morning I had to get up, have me brekkie, go up to the boarding house, have me brekkie, do the porridge, then walk to school and walk home to get on to the bus and all that crap. And then when I was working down the mill, I had to do the same thing, right? Go up the boarding house, then walk down to the mill, through the mill. I remember going through the mill and blew the bloody whistle. And he deafened me. Beep, beep. In the Donnelly book, it's me with Snowy Henderson. I got the first safety award ever in Bunnings. Yeah.
Well, the housing sites were cleared perhaps 2 at a time. And after the houses were built on those blocks, then we had to come in from the bush and clear some more. There was two separate houses built up where the oval was, the sport ground. They were going to be a continual line, but it was abandoned in the end. They were in line with a row of houses that are still there. Also, the mill site had been rough cleared, and there was piles of logs, trees, quite close to the mill. All had to be burnt up and levelled out and cleaned up and so on. The mill was got going in a hurry, but the other yards and area hadn't been prepared properly, because it was sort of a race against time to get the mill going.
That little town was always thriving. It was just so busy.
The jobs were very varied and many, and it took all day to dig a carry stump out, which when they wanted a new house site, invariably had a carry stump in it. And I remember digging out a very big one in where the school is, right where the school is there. I had to clear the school site. And I went to the manager and said that it would be a hell of a job to dig the stump out. And he said the stump has got to come out. So I stayed there all day. I think I was more than one day on it, from memory. Eventually got it out. If you can visualise it all flowing, wood was flowing through like water. Just flowed through. Now, believe it or not, there was a surplus went down and fell into a trough at the bottom end, went underground to another table exactly the same.
Gee.
So it just flowed, sawn wood just flowed out of this mill. It's incredible, incredible.
That was in the days when we used to get some rain.
Now, it rained here 32 days and nights and never stopped.
Yeah?
In 1956. It never stopped.
For a month?
Yeah. And the clouds come over a bit like they are now, but they never moved. They never moved, and there was no wind. It just kept raining.
Wow.
They dug drains and all sorts of things to run the water off. I had to dig a drain around the school with the bulldozer, which is filled in now by, the wash.
The mill and the town and the working class man and the old Kerry forest and the hope it will last. Well, we just kept on working day